guys. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of the Janine Hernandez TV show. Today, I am so excited because I have Miss Ericka Streeter Hodge on the episode today, and I'm so excited because we will be talking about her book, Prose of Passion and Peace. Guys, so I actually had the opportunity to read this book. It is amazing, and I'm just so grateful that she's here with us today to talk to us a little bit about it. So thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Thank you, Janine, for the opportunity.
Yes, and so I want, if you can share with our listeners and our viewers just a little bit about yourself, what you do, and life as an author.
A little bit about me is I've really just recently started calling myself a poet and an author. Um, I've always written. I've always been very creative with my words. It has worked for me to to work through things,
Mm-hmm.
to work through things, and that stemmed from my upbringing, my birth and upbringing in Mobile, Alabama. From there, I joined the service. I am a former U.S. Marine.
Oh, wow.
I spent about 18 years in the D.C. Maryland area. Yeah, that was about 18 years, and I moved out to California for 3. And I looped back around near home. I live in Pensacola, Florida now. I am a mother of 3, grandmother of 2,
Wow.
and poetry has really been a lifeline, and it's connected me to such a great community here in Pensacola,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think I would have had. So
Yeah.
it's been quite a journey for me.
How long would you say that you have been writing poetry? When did it spark for you?
Ooh, when it really kicked in, it was in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking back, I've always been a writer. Um, when I was a kid, in the back of the Jet magazine was the list of hit top singles and top albums of R&B style, and I would take the titles and make it into a story or a poem.
Mm-hmm.
I would use the titles that way. I always found that I enjoyed the English classes, and the creative writing portions of those classes. That's what's the best thing for me. I remember I took a few college courses in about 95 or so, and I wrote a poem about my great grandmother. I wish I still had it. But when I wrote that, things started clicking, like this is a real thing for you, because I like imagery.
Yeah.
I liked imagery. And when my family read it, they were like, that's her. That's Big Mama right there. And
Oh,
so so my ability to draw the picture has always been something that I've enjoyed and prided myself on. So it's been a real thing.
and what inspired you to write this book?
I it's really I guess kind of a proclamation of a new sense of emotional freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did not always have that. It is a gift and it is a treasure to me. I accepted that my voice was worthy to be heard. And when I set out to publish the book, I set out and I did it. And that was I only set out to do it in June or July. And I gave myself the date of mid September to have it out. So I was only a month out for somebody who didn't know what they were doing,
Yeah.
And so all the people that I needed to help me out with this really showed up. And so I'm really proud of the project.
Wow, that's awesome. And so tell us a little bit about the book, what it stands for, what it means, what your readers can get out of reading this book.
What I hope the book offers is a chance for the reader to see themselves. Somewhere in there, I would like the readers to connect with the piece, with the word, with the phrase, with the line, something that will start something that will spark in them the understanding, the realization that they are real, their emotions are real, they're worthy to be heard and understood, and that they too can reach for their dreams as well. It's
Mhm.
not meant to just be some words on a page.
Mhm.
Take them with you. I wrote in my in the bio, not in the bio, but in the introduction um, online that it's my love child.
Mhm.
Take her home and love her as I do.
Mhm.
Um, so there's that. There's something in there for everybody because there are topics as far as friendship, love for being a woman, love, romantic love, sexual expression, um, signs of the times, race relations. There's everything in there for someone. There's something in there for every reader.
Yes. And I noticed in the book as well that you have, let's see if I can find one. You have photos as well. So tell
Yes,
us a little bit about that, and why was it important for you to have photography inside the book?
I love taking pictures.
Mhm.
I love taking pictures, and I find that if there's a vision of myself that I think matches with some of the work,
Mhm.
I wanted to take the opportunity to put them together to marry them
Yeah.
because as much as we read the words of certain, of most authors, we don't have a connection with their face, with their essence, and I hope that some of the photographs of me shows more of me to the reader.
Mhm.
And taking the photos, the one that you showed, that one was about a presentation of the royalty that I feel that I have. Um, and it also is a connection to our African ancestry,
Mhm.
with the cowrie shells. The one that matches with the summit. We climbed the mountain, and I'm on top. I'm on top of the world. And that was an overcoming. So the photos for me were important. They were very important for me.
Did you have a photographer take them, or were you
I But it depends on which one. Some were with the photographer, and some were just taken. Like the one on the summit, I was hiking with a friend, and she took
Mhm.
the photo, and we used it like that. But the cover shot and the one with the headpiece,
Yeah.
the rest, yes, the rest of them were taken by a photographer. Yes.
I
Uh,
love it. I love it. Love
yes.
it. And
My photographer is Jason Mons.
mhm.
He is the co-editor as well as the graphic artist who did the cover.
Oh, okay, awesome. And so I wanted to ask you, with poetry, do you do spoken word?
I'm working on that part. I'm working on that part because I never had the practice of uh, of memorizing the
Mhm.
pieces. They come through, I write them out, I read them. And many of the pieces that I perform on our weekly Tuesday night open mics, many of them I've only read once.
Yeah.
Publicly, I've only read once. But I'm working on it. There are three pieces that I want to memorize just because they evoke such emotion in me, that I think they deserve to be presented in a spoken word fashion and not only in the book.
Yeah.
So,
And share with us a little more about the process of writing poetry. When do you get that urge or that sensation of, I need to write this poem? Or does it just come to you? Like, does it come in the middle of the night? Like, share a little bit about that
oh my God,
process.
poetry shows up all the time, even if it's just a phrase, even if it's just a line, it shows up in my mind, in my heart all the time. When I do the most writing, however, is first thing in the morning and last thing at night. In the morning when things are very clear, and in the night when I processed my day. But poetry shows up all the time. I can hear a song, I can hear a line, and my mind just spins off to fairyland, and sometimes I have to bring myself back to what I'm actually doing because I can't write at the moment. Sometimes when I'm driving, I'll hear a line, I'll hear a song, and I'll have to press record on the audio recorder just so I don't lose the thought.
Yep.
So yeah, it actually feels pretty beautiful when it comes through.
It
I love it.
does.
I love
So
it.
I used to write poetry a lot. I haven't in a very long time. My muse is mute right now, but I always told myself that poetry is like my best friend. Like whenever I needed someone, poetry was there. Whenever I needed to jot down my thoughts, poetry was there. Whenever it was always there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling to be able to express yourself in that way. So that's super awesome. So I want to share, I read the book. I extremely loved it. The one that I enjoyed the most is called At Love's Edge. I'm not going to read it because it's a little long, but tell us a little bit about this poem, what it means to you. Share a little bit more about it.
Okay. That piece came several years ago when I connected with a gentleman in the building, and it was like, no. I'm not playing that game. I'm not going down that road. I'm not doing any of that. But it turns out that allowing the openness to come, it made a way for a very lovely friendship.
Mm-hmm.
It opened me to the chance to get to know someone in a very personal way that I normally would not have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the expression of that. It was important for me to put that in there because it showed an openness that's not common from me.
Yeah.
To me, it was an important piece.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And it's in the beginning of the book, so I was already excited. Like, okay, this is going to be a great book to read. So if you guys haven't checked it out, you might want to pick up this book. Where is your book available, by the way?
The book, most of the sales have been going through lulu.com.
Okay.
lulu.com. You can search for me through the title of the book, which is Soul Fire, Prose of Passion and Peace, or by my full name, Ericka Streeter Hodge. It is also available directly from me, as well as Amazon and Books A Million.
And what about the title of the book? So it's Soul Fire, Prose of Passion and Peace. What does the title mean for you?
The Soul Fire came from my gut. It came from my gut and the feeling of explosion and vibrancy and heat and passion. Something that these are all things that are in and of my soul.
Mm-hmm.
So soul fire and the colors that come in fire
Mm-hmm.
is just mesmerizing to me. So the combination of the two was perfect, I thought, for the title.
Mm-hmm. And what about Prose of Passion and Peace?
Oh, there's so much passion in the book. Oh my gosh, so much passion in the book. Passion for love, passion for myself, passion for sexual excitement and intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And the peace is the feeling that comes after I've actually given birth to a poem. Because it comes through and there's this stirring and then this panic in the writing or in the typing. And then once it's gone, it's like, okay, I did that.
Yes.
And that emotion has been released into the atmosphere, and it feels so much better.
Mm-hmm.
It feels so much better.
I love that. Do you, since you're creative, do you do other things? Like, are you a painter? Or do you enjoy other creative aspects of being a creative?
Not so much, because I've tried like sketching and painting, those types of arts, and I'm not really good at it.
Hmm.
I'm not really good at it. I remember taking art in my senior year in high school, which was about 100 years ago, and I was good at the things that I did, but they were such projects and a bit guided.
Yeah.
It felt good, doing the creating, and they actually did really well, but that's not really my thing. It's words for me.
Poetry, words.
Yes, it's words.
So who is this book for? If you can think of your ideal reader, who is your ideal reader?
First and foremost, women.
Mm.
Most and foremost, women, and men who want to know a part of the minds and hearts of a woman. Um, and anyone who is interested in being open, anyone who's interested in being inspired, because that comes with the reading of the book.
Yeah.
And because I found that there are some people who normally read but don't normally read poetry, and they're like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like poetry now thanks to you.
Mm-hmm.
And for the people who know me, whether they know me well or not, it's a window into me that they otherwise would not have been able to peer into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like some of your poems, all of your poems are amazing, but some of them do talk about the feminine aspect of being a woman, and you can just feel the power in your words, and I can relate to them, and I don't know, I just felt this power and this sense of like beauty. If
Yes.
that makes sense. Like I
Yeah.
feel beautiful reading your words
Yeah.
about women and how strong we are,
I
and
love that.
the way that you express it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's definitely going to be a book that I read again.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you, are you working on any future projects or any other projects at the moment?
Well, with this book, with Soul Fire, there will be an ebook and an audio book coming over the next couple of months with that. I'm beginning um, to create more, to collect poems for the follow-up book. I'm not sure the formatting that I'll use for that, but it will be poetry. It will definitely be poetry, and everything will be personal. I do not write about things that don't mean anything to me.
Yes.
I can't do that.
Yes.
And going forward, I'll be entering the world of greeting cards, and I'd like some of my words put together with paintings and sketches from local artists as well.
Ooh, that's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
I feel like yeah, like that's gonna be a great way to
Mm-hmm.
show visually the actual poem or what you were feeling at the moment.
Yes.
It's gonna be amazing. So what is your favorite poem from the book?
Ooh, that's so hard because I have so many that I like so much because they bring about such different emotion and relief. One that is one of the ones that's really fun for me is Love Thing, Throwback Love Thing. That one is really fun for me. It's an expression of how I think my love is, my love and my loving, and it's just a really, really fun piece for me. Another one that is very close to my heart is The Day I Let You Go. That one is dedicated to my son. But all of them have such a very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
All of them do.
I love it. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the Janine Hernandez TV show. Is there any last minute thoughts or words you want to leave our viewers and listeners with?
One, get the book. Soul Fire, Prose, Passion and Peace, and seek out follow your passion. Follow your passion, find your peace, and let no one interrupt that. Those are things that belong solely to you, the individual, and they are precious and valuable, priceless even. So find your passion and protect your peace.
Oh, I love that. I needed that. So thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. If you are listening and tuning in or viewing, please make sure that you guys check out her book. It's available on Lulu, Amazon. You can reach out to her directly through Facebook, Instagram, and we will see you on the next episode of the Janine Hernandez TV show. Make sure that you tune in, like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, do all of that amazing stuff, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.